Welcome back to the Garden Hutch. Today we discuss week 40 of 2022. Let's get going. Golly, can you believe it's week 40 already? 2022 is just flying by. I can't believe it. I was getting ready for the video and I was kind of taking notes, and I could not believe that we've done 40 of these episodes. So anyway, I appreciate all you folks who've watched. Having said that, if you're enjoying this content, do us a big solid, hit the little subscribe button. It goes a long way in helping us reach our goals. If you enjoy our content, you can hit the thumbs up button. It'll just get our stuff recommended to other folks. The little bell icon will make sure that YouTube lets you know when we put new stuff on the internet. All right, having said that, let's get into this week. So the big thing this week is kind of the weather, which it seems like 2022 has been known for. The weather has been really pleasant. We're still getting some days though in the low 90s and such, and that's not great for the fall garden, especially when you couple that with the lack of rain. So yes, we are having to water. I'm trying to water every 3 days or so. You want to make sure your plants get a couple inches of water. When it gets above 90, I like to give them 3 for that week. So we were kind of hoping by this time of the year we'd be done with this, but it keeps going. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. There's a whole lot of projects going on right now. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to kind of go through all the little garden areas, and then we'll wrap up with sort of an overview of everything else. So having said that, let's go check out the old garden to start. So the old garden is looking pretty bad right now. It's that time of year, which is a good sign. It's just part of the cyclical nature of gardening. But I wanted to kind of give a macro overview here so everybody has an idea. I believe this week we're going to pick up onion sets that we'll be able to put down here. I'm going to go through, add a little topsoil, break it up like we do all of our other gardens. Hopefully we can overwinter the onions, and next year they'll be a little bigger than they were this last year. Having said that, after we pulled our onions, we still have a bunch of them in the house. So if we get bigger onions, that'll be better. But what we got last year is fantastic. So we'll make sure we do that from now on. Our strawberry beds, these guys are struggling. We are having to thin them out kind of routinely and do all of that stuff. So, but you can see that it's still going strong. We're making sure they get enough water. What I don't want to do is put all that effort into it and then have all my strawberries die. So we just make sure we water them. Once the first freeze hits and it kills all the green off of them, I'll trim it out real good. We're going to add a bunch of compost and topsoil, get it ready for the next year. And again, we'll do all this before the springtime so that when the spring hits, we're ready to go. You can see here, Leslie's loofahs are slowly but surely just dying off, and it's just the weather. We're watering them and things to make sure that all of the the loofahs develop pretty good. But with the change of the season and the lack of light and such, they're going down pretty quick. So, but you can see she's pulling them off, and she's had a really successful year with these, and she's able to keep several of the seeds, so that works out really well. The last thing that we're holding off on, there's a couple eggplant that we were waiting to ripen, and they have, so we're going to take those out this week down here, and then that'll be finished so we can start doing our topsoil in here. Leslie's down there playing with her chicken. Hello, Leslie. Our baby roosters have turned into big roosters, and the jerk rooster is getting beat up because he won't leave the bigger roosters alone, but that will sort of work itself out over time. Here in this middle row, we went through and we took out our sweet potatoes. We probably only got about 30 pounds of sweet potatoes or so out of it. It wasn't as much as I was thinking it would be. Looking back on it, I made some mistakes in there. It also was a really, really rough year on sweet potatoes. So we are going to remedy that, but we will from now on grow sweet potatoes forever, and they'll go in this bed right here for next year. This whole thing will be sweet potatoes because we love them. So that's sort of what I wanted to go over. Oh no, I almost forgot. We are slowly but surely working our way to the time of year to take these potatoes out of these buckets. I'm really excited to see how this works because we sort of already built the carrot bed over where we normally grow our potatoes. So that's going to be, hopefully, these will work out really well. If not, we're going to have to find a new place for potatoes. I think we might use one of the big rows. If not, then if these buckets don't work, I'm sorry, then we're definitely going to use one of the big rows. If these buckets work, then we're probably just going to do buckets from now on in our potatoes. Before we get into the top garden to go through it real quick, I just kind of wanted to give everybody a quick reminder. We did replant some of the carrots and that sort of stuff, so that's what we're going to look at today. Also this week, what I thought would be fun to do is on our Thursday video, I'm going to bring everybody along as we do one of our fall salads. Just kind of give you an idea of what they look like and what we're eating every day. So keep a lookout for that. If you hit the little bell icon, YouTube will tell you. Okay, let's take a look in here. Okay, so as you all know, we did go through and we reseeded these beds. And through this week, let's see if we can get these in here. Yeah, look at that. We have carrots coming up. So, and they're coming up in almost every row, which means we have a really good shot, as long as we don't hit 100 degrees again, of being able to have this whole bed of carrots this fall, and that would be fantastic. Beansy, do not get in my bed, buddy. If you go over there and dig up my beets, I don't know what it is. He loves digging my beets up. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look real fast at this other bed. You can tell these carrots here are coming along great. These are the ones that survived the first 100-degree weather. And the reason that they survived, I think, was because they were bigger. For whatever reason, the south side of this bed, it grew faster. So they were able to survive substantially better than what the other ones did. Up here on the north side where we replanted, you can see, yay, baby carrots. So that's fantastic. So what I'm hoping is this might just be, you know, as they say, the happy accidents or whatever. What ended up happening was we may end up having this south side as like a, you know, like an early part of our carrots to sort of share, eat as we go and that sort of stuff. Hopefully when we still have a bunch of our salad greens and stuff left. And then the north side and the big bed, we can use those for our winter ration. So I'm hoping that's the way it works. I wanted to show you this. Last week when I showed this, it was right after I thinned it, and it, you know, going back and looking at it for prep for this week, it looked a little pathetic. But let's get down here on ground level. You can see these greens are coming along superbly, and they are absolutely delicious right now. We have another week, I would suspect, of being able to eat them in our salads before they take on that tougher texture where you start to cook them instead. So up here on our lettuce and radishes, oh look, Leslie went ahead and pulled a radish this morning.
Check it out, it's huge.
Yeah, and the cool thing about these radishes are, you can see how big this is, right? You can take this in the house, trim off these leaves right here, and they make a fantastic salad. They have a really good taste to them. We mixed, right now we're eating the radish greens, and the turnip greens are the actual green leafy part of our salads. As you can see, the lettuce we put in, they're coming up. Yeah, so you look how big that is at the top. You want to pull that out so they can see what it looks like as they come out of the ground. Yeah, look at that. Now see, we can eat those two right there with just a few pieces of the turnip greens, or the greens off the top of the turnips, I'm sorry. That will make a fantastic salad for two people, maybe even enough for a lunch and a dinner salad. So we like to have them twice a day. So, but anyway, so you can see this, and then of course as the time goes along and we thin out the radishes, this leaf lettuce and head lettuce, Oscar beans.
Hey.
I'm telling you, he loves to get in and eat all of my stuff. So, but anyway, some of this leaf lettuce is coming up, and then the butter crunch, that's this stuff. You know, of course it's slower. So once the radishes and the turnip greens are done with their part of the salads, we'll move on to that and the beet greens, and it'll be fantastic. So we also have all of these, the basil seeds are still coming out. We have more basil seeds than we know what to do with, so. But again, over here, we're really hoping we have a chance on these tomatoes. There's some really, really nice size tomatoes coming on. If it does get to the point where there is an imminent freeze and these green tomatoes have not turned yet, all of the ones that have grown really nice size, I'm going to take them off and make like a green tomato relish with a couple, try it with cayenne pepper in it to see how that works out. But I'm hoping, crossing our fingers, that these ripen before the first freeze comes in. So an update on our beets, you can see these are getting some really nice size to them. And the last update we gave out here, we were going through and reseeding where some of them had died off, and you can tell they have filled in really nicely. The weather has really helped. We've also been watering quite a bit. Like I said, if it's a regular week where it's only in the 80s, we give 2 inches. If it gives above 90, we'll give 3 inches for that week. And then these are the Rome. Oh, look at this guy. Can you see him? Yep, baby frog. He's hanging out in the tomato plants. That's okay. He will get in there and eat anything that bothers our tomato plant, so good on him. We all have some Romas finally starting to set. Now they're pretty small. Let's see if we can find them here real fast. They are, oh yeah, they're real small in that little cluster right over there. So that feels good. If nothing else, we know that we can grow Romas this time of year. Now the trick is going to be, are they going to have time to come to maturity? We don't know. If not, we'll put them in, you know, earlier the next year if we need to. So I'm not sure if the fence is to keep the chickens out or that guy. Did you get upset that we ran you out of the garden? He's arboreal, I suppose. Beansy, you are a mess, sir. Well, we'll wrap things up here in the pallet garden. We're still getting a bunch of cherry tomatoes, cayenne peppers, bell peppers, and banana peppers. We'll go over a little bit more of that when we do our salad video for this upcoming week. The reason I wanted to end it up here was because we are really excited. I believe that we've got a tractor lined up to come over and help us with the topsoil. That stuff is super heavy, and trying to move the amount that we need to do the platform up here for the new greenhouse, it's going to be an undertaking. So having a front end loader to kind of, a tractor with a front end loader on it is going to help us out a lot. So we're going to do that. And then, you know, we do have a lot more of the soil to move. I need to fill in around the new carrot beds, and then where the runoff happened around the beds in the old garden and the top garden. I'm also going to work some of that topsoil into these beds up here once I start clearing them out. But those are all things that you sort of have to let nature take its course. There's no reason for us to pull the peppers or tomatoes early. We really want to leave those in there and eat as long as we can into the winter time. So we'll keep you all updated on that. So I see we've updated the chickens. We've gone through all the gardens. We talked about the greenhouse. The last thing, and it's sort of exciting, is this next week, I believe on Saturday of week 41, it might be 1 week later. We'll have to check the bees and see how they're doing, but we're pulling honey again. So it'll be the first time during the fall that we get to pull honey from bees that are actually here still on the property. We pulled the honey last year, but that was from the bees that had left us. So anyway, we're really excited about that. But I believe that's all I got for you this week. So until next time, I hope that all you folks take care of yourselves. Peace.